What's up, fiends? Alucard here, along with Patrick from Half Cheater Will View, and we are the Midnight Society.
Wow! Oh, wow! That you scared me right there. That that's more scares right there than I did when I was watching this. You managed to do it in 15 seconds.
Perfect. That's awesome. Yeah, you know this thing's beautiful actually. Even though the soundtrack's not that great, this thing is gorgeous. This is from Waxwork. And it's the whole soundtrack, 2 LPs. And I love the.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Better than the movie.
Hey, I just got a notice that the Midnight Society just went live.
Yeah. Hey, how about that? They did.
They did. And we got some heads. We got Echo in the house. I'm still going to ha ha ha. I'm just saying that I've ever since I've watched the movie, which is now 42 years. Thank you very much. I've always heard it that way. Never heard it anything else. So I'm going to own that. I'm going to go with that and have fun with that. Hi, Vanessa. Yeah. Happy Easter. Happy Easter to T. Betty.
Betty's in the house.
Happy Easter to my good friend Al. Do vampires celebrate Easter?
Sometimes.
Yeah, because you guys
they did.
You guys do rise up from the dead a lot, especially in Hammer movies.
Yeah, every night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it just kind of happens that way sometimes.
Yeah, because you guys get killed a lot, and then next thing you know, you rise up from the dead all over again. It's just like, well, I wonder if vampires celebrate Easter.
Yeah. Yeah, Echo. I actually saw that interview too with mentioning the kiki mama. But see, to me, it doesn't sound like kiki. It more sounds like cha 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 or ka ka ka.
It does. It sounds like that. It really does.
Now the ma, yeah, I definitely hear that. But
I hear the ha ha ha. But then you heard the ha 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 today.
Okay, so yeah, that's actually one of the points I'm going to bring up in this movie when we go. The soundtrack to this thing is weird. Number one,
yeah,
and at the end of the songs, there seems to be a little stinger on it, and like. For instance, when Jason kills somebody at the end of the song that's playing, it'll suddenly go ha 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 ha, kind of like he's laughing, and it's just it's weird.
That would have been cool, and it would have worked, and it would have made sense if he had actually done that in the first 4 films. When he was live.
Yeah, it make sense.
If that had been like if that had his vocal cords been damaged, or that was just what his way. Because you always wonder, if you go back to the first movie and even the second movie, you always wonder how he developed his vocal skills. If he was isolated out in the woods, where did he learn to speak at? And if he did, I mean, did he speak? Did he speak at all? I mean, did he not know how to speak? I mean,
he probably definitely didn't after part 6 because the whole right into the vocal cords and neck and whatnot.
Right. Well, yeah, I don't count anything after 4. I mean, I'm just thinking like to the first 4. I'm thinking about that because he was human. I don't really think afterwards because he's what does it matter, right? Sure. But I think about it, and it's just like it's interesting to me to think about him as a character, like they were breaking him down, like Jenny did in part 2. And if you start thinking about him, what was we already established he was very intelligent for for who he was. He showed remarkable intelligence, and it would have breaking him down psychologically it's a very interesting thing. to me
Mm. Yeah.
because it really is. It's really. I don't know if anybody's done something like that with him, as far as the fans go, or written a book or whatnot. But I think that would be a fascinating. I would read it.
Yeah, it would definitely be an interesting read, that's for sure.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. See,
Well,
I didn't hear him at all at eight really speak.
well, sort of. It's really the musical stings that's doing the talking for him. You know what I mean? I don't know, but yeah.
Hey,
Hey, Katie,
Katie,
how's it going?
happy Easter! Happy Easter!
Yes, happy Easter, everyone. I hope y'all all had a wonderful Easter. Watched a lot of weird movies. Um,
Yeah, I watched this one. That was weird.
yeah, yeah. You definitely did. I watched one called Demon Hole, which will be on my next Dollar Tree theater.
I reviewed the Mighty Blood Claws. I watched Blood Claws this week and I reviewed it.
Yeah,
You can buy it.
we're. I
Buy
think we're
it.
definitely going to talk about that one.
Yeah, that we got to.
That definitely
Me,
seems like
me,
something we need to chat about.
yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking you and might have to do like a Tubi watch together and watch like 2 or 3 Dustin Ferguson movies, and then come back and put them and talk about them on the society.
The Dustin Ferguson edition.
It'll be the
Hey,
first. It'll probably be the first time we ever have a minus watching now. It says we have 12 now. We put Dustin on. It might be a minus 20.
nobody's watching. Nobody's ever going to watch it. Especially if we get Dustin to come on with us. That would be amazing.
But you know what? You know what? I told I'm really betting my money. Honestly, I'm betting my money that Karen gets it. Karen will find Dustin Ferguson and she'll do an interview with him. My money. It should be Steven or Brad from Wild Eye, but my money's on Karen. She's gonna do it.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me.
And I
That
think
really wouldn't.
my money's gonna be on Karen too to get a Mark Polonia interview too. I think she'll be the first one in the community to get a Mark Polonia interview.
Polonia would be interesting. Yes, indeed.
He won't. He won't.
Star Lord's in the house. How's it going, buddy?
Hey, Star Lord, happy Easter. YouTube me. Happy Easter. If you are to form on the reference, there was a TV show called Andromeda. Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm very aware of the Andromeda connection.
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to Jason X. That one should be fun.
That's my favorite one. So yeah,
That
definitely.
should be fun.
And I loved Andromeda. Andromeda was the first 3 seasons. After that, it's sort of like you got rid of the most popular character.
I hate when shows do that.
Yep. He was Keith Hamilton Cobb played Tyre, and then I think Kevin Sorbo felt a little threatened by him, and Keith Hamilton Cobb wanted a little bit more money, and so they said, well, we can't pay any more money, and so he wanted off. So they killed it. They made him into a bad guy the last 4 or 5 episodes, and then killed him off. And it was just like, yeah, that sort of ended my my Andromeda days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Star Lord again. I like V. Star Lord likes V. Hell yes. Who doesn't like V?
Yeah, V's good, man. V. Well, the original V. I didn't like the newer one.
Did not. I did not. Well, it had Miranda Baccarin in it, so I was okay.
It did.
I mean,
yeah. I do like her. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, I think she made a very worthy Diana. As far as I don't know if her character was named Diana, but she played that role, and I thought she was very worthy because Jane Badler is as epic. Her and June Chadwick, who played her frenemy, I guess. Those two were really cool together.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, I love the first. June. But yeah, it was really Michael Ironside. That was my first exposure to Michael Ironside. Kept on calling played Ham Tyler. Kept on calling Mark Singer's do-gooder. See well, there was I don't know who it was in in the remake, YouTube me. I do know that in the series, the leader was played by Richard Hatch. I mean, not Richard Hatch, but Richard Hurd, and then he got killed. And I think they brought in another leader, someone like a more like another popular personality. I can't remember right off the bat.
Mm.
I think they might have did a Queen for the remake. So, yep. But speaking of Queen, we should go ahead and I have a feeling we might be talking about VIII again before the end of the night. But we should.
We might.
This is the fastest, honest to God. This is going to be the fastest go dive because there just wasn't that much there to dive into.
There's really not. I mean, I do have a bunch of notes, but it really says not a whole lot.
No, not a lot of meat on the bone, kids.
Now, and even funnier, this movie is the longest one so far.
Yeah.
At 1 hour and 40 minutes.
And it also made the least amount of money.
It did. It only made $14.3 million. The lowest grossing Friday movie of all time.
Of all time. And
now I do remember the teaser trailer at the movie theaters when I was a kid. And I remember because it used to play before a whole bunch of movies.
Right.
So the ad people did their job for sure. Because I remember seeing it a bunch. Just him standing there looking and his turning around. Man, I saw that thing like 20 times before this movie came out. But yeah.
The original one, they had him going, I think, diving through a big apple or something like that. And it was something that the New York New York City Tourist Advisory Board tourist board was doing. And I guess they got a little upset because, they were coming in on their ad campaign, just trying to get people to come to New York. And they felt like Friday the 13th came on a little too strong and stepping on their ad campaign. So they had to revamp their ad campaign a little bit. But you know what? Honestly, it wouldn't have mattered.
No, not really.
Not really. I mean,
not really.
No. Sometimes when people cause a lot of sprack about a movie, they raise a lot of hell about it. Sometimes it's just best just to let it go out there, and because everybody says, I'm trying to think of a movie, or like American Psycho, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody was up in arms about it. It's like, you know what? Why don't you just let it go out and breathe on its own? And believe me, if people don't like it, they won't go to it.
Right.
Just let us stand on those own laurels. Don't necessarily sabotage it, because a lot of those movies, they want you to cause that hype. You're feeding into it. You get more people interested in the movie. That's how people are. The more you raise hell about something that, oh my gosh, this shouldn't be watched, the more people are going to want to watch it.
Yeah, very true.
Except for this movie.
So let's dive, y'all.
Yeah, here we go.
All right. So came out in 1989, directed by Rob Hedden, I believe is how he pronounces it.
Rob Hedden, yep.
Yep. The only people really of note, we have Jensen Daggett as our final girl, Rennie. We have Scott Reeves, who was like a soap opera guy, playing the lead male named Sean. We have a small part by Kelly Hu, who kind of went on to do some stuff. This was her first movie, I believe.
It is. She was doing soap operas, and this was her first feature film role.
Yep. And then, of course, we have Kane Hodder returning as Jason.
And we have a very big character actor from the 50s and 60s who played the teacher, and that was Peter Mark Richmond. Yes. And he was actually a pretty well-known star back in those days. Not the Friday the 13th days, but the 50s, 60s, early 70s. He was on everything. He was like a Leslie Nielsen type character actor. Exactly.
Yeah. And that's him right there.
Good actor.
He is one of the best people in this movie, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, so we open up on scenes of New York. We get Times Square, we get a subway, we get a diner, we get Statue of Liberty, and we get a bunch of drug addicts in a back alley. That's what we get in the first like 30 seconds of this movie.
And that cool killer song that opened it up.
And the killer song by Stan Meisner called "The Dark Side of the Night." Yes. It's kind of like a 80s slightly hard rock song, yeah. I guess you could say. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, horror in general was sold out simply by generating hype without attending. Well, yeah, definitely by this point, for sure. Especially this movie. But all right, so yeah, so we got all the New York scenes, and then it cuts to a boat.
Yeah. Okay. So like, so my first thing was when I saw that boat. My only first thing was considering how they've always portrayed the lake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where did they get the and as far as I've as far as we know, it's always been a self-enclosed lake. It's always been sort of like a small lake.
Right.
I was wondering when I saw that houseboat, I'm going like, okay, so where did that come from? It's like, because up to the time, the only thing we've ever seen is just a dinghy.
Right, and then if you notice too, like the houses and stuff, like on the land, look completely different than anything we've seen so far at Crystal Lake.
Yeah,
like way nicer, way like more upscale. The whole deal. It's like, man, Crystal Lake got an upgrade, I guess. I don't know. Man.
So then we see that Russian oligarch's boat come. I mean, the houseboat come in. I was really surprised. I was like, okay, because I was wondering how they got to, how did they get Jason? Because he's dead, because he's laying on the bottom of the lake from part 7. And I was thinking, how are they going to get him resurrected?
Right.
So, okay, so we have the houseboat.
So yeah, the way Jason comes back is completely ridiculous. However, the one cool shot in the almost the whole movie, the one, and I don't have a picture of it, unfortunately, but there's one cool shot, right? The very first shot that you see Jason, he's under all the like the pier that fell in, and his hand is sticking out of it, kind of like Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
From hello. And
yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool because he's just kind of sitting there like this with his hand coming out. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was cool. I was glad to see they left him. He pretty much was where they left him, but yeah. I could have sworn when he came in, they tied the rock of the chain back around him. The father did. Tina Shepard's father. He put that around him.
Yeah, but, he did put something around his neck. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's what that was. Yeah. But yeah. All right, so we're on this boat. We meet Jimmy and Susie, and they're about to get busy on the boat.
They're doomed.
Yeah, but again, this reminds me of the Lonely Island song. If anybody,
Oh, I bought a boat.
Sidetrack. But yeah. So we learn from the radio that's playing. We learn that the Lakeview High School is having a graduation on the 13th of this month. And then they're going to all go on a boat to New York City. So Jimmy and Susie are, I guess, graduating from Lakeview High School. And at this point, Jimmy tells Susie basically the recap of what happened to Jason. So if you don't know what's going on with Jason, this is a nice little intro for you. And like I said, this is when they show Jason's hand going through the dock. And he throws out the anchor and the anchor like doesn't catch or something. I don't know like what the deal is with this stupid anchor, but the anchor starts like floating around. All right, and then it hits like an electrical pipe or something, like under the water, which of course Jason is laying on, and that Frankenstein's him back to life.
Yeah. Or vampired him. Could have vampired him.
Man, I'm not claiming Jason. not in this movie, at least.
You know what? I saw that, and I'm going like, I don't know why, but I started looking for a great white shark. You know, I was thinking, okay, so maybe Sheriff Brody didn't get that shark in Jaws 2. You know, maybe he's still floating around there, because that's immediately what I thought right away was, this is like some Jaws 2 shit.
Yeah, for sure. So, and also, when he Frankenstein's back to life, if you listen to the soundtrack, there's like a laugh, like right at the very beginning. So that's kind of how they're playing Jason in this one. They're gonna do musical stings that sound like laughter and like and like sound effects, which I found it super annoying in this movie.
Yeah,
for me, because I noticed it every single time. But yeah, so that's the first laugh. So it's like, wait, Jason doesn't talk. Why is there laughter? I don't understand.
And he's dead. He's dead.
And he's dead.
And he has no emotion. I mean, he's just there's nothing there. He's worm food.
Yeah, it makes no sense whatsoever. So anyway, so Susie and Jim are getting it on there, and Susie hears a noise. So Jim, of course, goes to check it out. Because you hear a noise, somebody's got to leave and go check it out. That's the way these movies work, right?
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Yeah, exactly. So he leaves, and then of course we focus back in on Susie, and she's all like, Wait, let me see. Do I have a picture of Susie? I don't think I do. Let me see. I don't. Okay. Anyway, she all of a sudden Jim jumps back in to the room of the boat that they're in, and he has the Jason hockey mask on. And so he does a fake Jason scare to Susie.
What are the odds of him having a hockey mask?
Well, not only a hockey mask, but a hockey mask with the dent in it in the same exact spot from part 3. And it's like, come on, dude, really? Yeah. Why is he still stalking them in the city? We're gonna try to get to that.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Make any freaking sense.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be Holmesing and Watson in it tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, Jim, not this Jim. What's up, Jim? How's it going, my friend?
Yeah.
Not that Jim. The Jim in the movie leaves the hockey mask like on the wheel of the boat, just hanging there, for easy access, and of course, who comes in but the real Jason? And so he, of course, grabs the mask and puts that son of a bitch right on his face. Very, very convenient. So Jim and Susie start making out again, and Jason gets a harpoon. And I am falling behind. Where is it?
He gets a spear gun, and first he's a little rusty. Jason's a little rusty, and his first shot misses.
Yes, I noticed that too. So so he's trying to. Yeah, I thought now that is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, he still got probably some water in the ear, threw off his equilibrium, that sort of thing.
Maybe the laughter and the scores coming from the studio execs. I love it. Yes, indeed. How's it going, Anthony? How's it going, man? Yeah, that is. I love that. That's great. So far, that's comment of the night. So yeah, so they go back to making out. Jason shoots at Susie, misses, and then he shoves the empty spear gun into Jimmy or Jimmy, whatever the hell his name is. And he sticks him in like, and so Jimmy's done.
Yeah, dead Jimmy.
Dead Jimmy.
Yeah. Dead Jimmy.
And then he pulls it out and there's like innards, but these innards look like
That's not innards. That's actually the tubing.
Okay, I'm about to say it just looks like freaking.
Yeah,
noodles.
he mentioned that. He mentioned that in the commentary. He says that fans will come up there and ask, "Who he had his intestines?" And he's like, "No, I didn't. That was the tubing from the spear gun." And he was like, I said, I don't know how they got that idea.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Okay, well that clears some stuff up.
We are on it here.
Yeah. So then, of course, Susie runs off and hides in like a little cubbyhole thing, and of course Jason finds her in 2 seconds, grabs the spear and just.
Okay, I gotta say something for Susie. That actually really was a great hiding spot. I honestly, I would have never thought about that. That thing looked so tiny. It looked like a little cubby hole. And to me, it's like, I don't know if it looked big enough. I don't know why if she could have just gotten, I don't know. I mean, I was just wondering, how would he even think about going there to look at it? I mean, as far as he knows, she dove off the boat because he's too busy taking care of Jimmy.
Right.
And
True.
Just the way he found her. But I actually thought she showed she actually thought about where she was going to go. Maybe she wasn't a swimmer or whatnot, but they were just right off of shore. I got to commend her for she tried.
Yeah, true. All right, so that's 2 down.
2. Yeah, 2.
So next scene is I assume the next day because it's now daytime.
Right.
And it has started raining.
Of
already.
Course. Oh,
Yep. So
I think the rain should always it should get its own credit.
It should, but by this point, it really should. Yeah, I agree, and the machete too. Why not? So then we meet Colleen and Rennie. All right, Colleen is a teacher, and she brings Rennie, who's one of the high school students, and Rennie's dog Toby.
Mm-hmm.
She brings them to the cruise ship for the big trip to New York City.
Yep.
And Colleen gives her a very special pen. That one that was used by the man Stephen King himself. Man, so stupid. Wow. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it, my friend. All right, Mr. Bones up in the house.
Bones?
Yeah. Bones is that's what Jason should have been in the beginning of this movie. Just Bones. There you go. Thunderstorm. Yeah, it's always raining in the Friday the 13th movie.
Oh yeah.
So she gives her the Stephen King pen. And then we meet Mr. Charles McCullough, who we kind of talked about a little bit earlier.
That's Peter Mark Richmond's character.
This stuck-up looking fella right here. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And he is apparently Rennie's uncle and is her legal guardian at this point. So if something happened to her parents, blah, blah, blah. And he doesn't want her to be there on the trip. We never understand why. He never explains it.
Nope.
And
it is explained later.
Yeah. So at this point, we just, all right, this guy's just a dick. Yeah. So, and we discovered this real quick. Anyway, at this point, the camera cuts back and we see the boat that Jason was on earlier kind of pass in front of the other boat.
Yeah.
So this is like a big cruise ship. This is a big old like freighter looking giant thing.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a cruise to New York, but that ship looked it was called the Lazarus, which was like, about as subtle as a 2-ton rock. And then it was registered out of Panama. That got me too. That got me. And the ship looked like a freighter. It would look like a old tramp freighter. It was like not a cruise ship at all. It was like it was terrible. That boat is not.
It was all, well, apparently in one of the special features, apparently that wasn't the original boat that they wanted.
Yeah, I would hope not.
Yeah, and so they had to kind of settle for that one.
Settle they did.
And indeed.
It was so bad. It takes you right out of the movie. Can I be honest with you? When you see that ship and you look at that and you see how there's two things that took me out right away: the boat itself and the captain. I was crying, but at both. And then there's Jason. So now it's like, okay, so Jason's in the lake. So how far is the river? Okay, where's the river at? And how far is the river from the lake? Yeah. Because he would have had to travel a long, and how did he know to where to steer the boat at?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's Jason. He can drive a car, a boat, or whatever.
Well, if it had been the first four movies, totally would have accepted what we saw. Totally would have accepted it. But now that he's just a dead corpse and he's just like, I'm not really buying that, and it's like, at least put in we're not asking for a lot here, but could you at least put in just a little bit of logic? Just a tiny bit.
And not in this movie.
Oh no. No, how I just want to know how he steered it. How did he know what to do with it? But that's just me. But that boat, the boat itself is just.
T Betty was thinking the same thing. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So see, everybody's on the same wavelength here.
That's right.
So okay, so then after we see the little boat float in, all of a sudden it suddenly has stopped raining. I noticed this. Like continuity, people, come on. Anyway, then we meet Sean and his dad, the captain of this boat. The boat's called the Lazarus. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. And so in the beginning, he's trying to let the son captain the boat because apparently he's been training or something. I don't know. It's really stupid.
Yeah,
but Sean like forgets the protocol, and the dad embarrasses him, and it's a stupid scene. Like it serves no purpose whatsoever. And he's dressed to the nines. He's dressed like he's the captain.
I thought he was commanding a carrier. He had more medals on his chest than a third world dictator.
Yeah, right, right, exactly. Let's see. Jason knew everything. He how to stop the boat, where to go. Yeah, Jason. Jason is like the most intelligent dead guy I've ever seen in my life. It's insane. Oh, there you go. Michael Myers taught Jason how to drive. That's a good one. I like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Why the hell not, right?
Yeah.
So all right. So then we see Jason in the water, and he grabs on to the anchor of the Lazarus. So that's how Jason gets up into the boat. And then we meet the deckhand, who's probably my favorite character in this movie.
But I will say this: this is probably the most. Now, Jason's been seen in the daylight before. Not very often, though, but never quite like that. He was exposed. It was interesting. Now, I will have to say that was interesting because
it was interesting, but yet nobody saw him.
Yeah, nobody saw him. No one saw him shimmy up the anchor.
This is a 6'2", 250-pound dude. Climbing up the. Come on. Yeah. So anyway. So then we meet the deckhand,
Mm-hmm.
who is basically the crazy Ralph of this movie, and he's the harbinger of doom, and he's warning them, oh, we're all gonna die, blah blah blah, kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then of course the Lazarus takes off for their trip to New York,
Yes.
and Sean, our male hero, um, he gives Rennie a Statue of Liberty necklace for the trip. So apparently he was like, "Hey, this chick's gonna be on here. I'm gonna give her a little present."
Mm-hmm.
So he knew she was gonna be on there, but McCullough didn't. Her uncle, right? That's freaking stupid too.
Yeah.
So so then we start meeting all the different kids that are on the boat.
I will have to say this. I did notice that the graduating class for Lakeview High,
Mm-hmm.
it was really, really small.
It
And
was.
I was just thinking maybe it was bigger at one time. Maybe Jason killed them all. Maybe it
Yeah,
was a
maybe so. That's a
yeah,
good point.
maybe this is the remnant of the kids from the first movies, and this is all that's left, because it was a tiny graduating class.
Yeah, it was what, like 8 of them or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculously small. So the first one we meet is JJ, who um is probably one of the most memorable characters because she's a
Hmm.
rocker.
That's right.
She's rocking with her flying V, her pink flying V. I mean, how cool is that, right? I mean,
Yep.
this is 1989, so like this is totally in. So she's like rocking out, right? She's playing the guitar, and she's rocking out, and she is being recorded by this dweeby kid named Wayne.
Wayne.
And he has this big old freaking, like, I mean, this thing's monstrous. I mean, I know it's 1989, so they don't have, but yeah, this
They
big
didn't,
old camera.
I don't think digital is out quite yet.
No, not quite. Her Piazzadora haircut. Yes, it is a Piazzadora haircut. But so um, uh, JJ now she's on top of the boat, and then she decides to go down to, I believe it's the engine room, of the ship, and to just rock out, just like you do, you know. Um, and then of course, who else is in the engine room but our boy Jason, right?
Oh, I thought it was Scotty. Okay, wrong show.
So of course she sees Jason coming down the stairs, and so she runs, and Jason has one of the best. This is one of the funniest kills in the movie, at least for me. Because Jason takes. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? There you go. Because Jason takes, not Manhattan, but he takes her guitar. He takes JJ's guitar and whacks her with it, and that's how he kills JJ.
Yeah, died by her own guitar.
dies
Was
dies
it,
by her
was it,
own.
wasn't it sort of like like radio killed the rock star?
Yeah, radio. Yeah,
Or video killed
radio killed the radio
radio
star.
star? There you go.
Boom. Yeah. So yeah, that's one of the that's probably the funniest kill. Maybe, oh, well, no, maybe not. There's maybe one more later that's funnier.
Yeah.
But this is definitely one of the standout kills just because it was so stupid. All right, let's see. That chick was awesome. Didn't like her dying. Yeah, dude, like she was definitely one of the most likable characters, easily, of this movie. And we
Anthony,
only see her for about 2 seconds.
yeah,
So
guitar anti-hero.
guitar anti-hero, yes. Yeah, that's about right. That is
Yeah.
about right, yeah. So yeah. So then we cut to Jason again, and he's peeping in on Rennie through the porthole of her room. And she's changing shirts. And I do have a picture of Rennie and Scott together somewhere. Let's see. This is Rennie on the left, and she's dressed like a middle-aged woman, but she's supposed to be like what, 17, 18 at this point. Yeah. I don't know any 17 or 18-year-old that would dress like that. Even then, yep. Nope. I don't see it. But whatever. So yeah, so she's changing, and she hears uh, young Jason's voice saying like "help me" or something, and she looks at the porthole and she sees an image of young Jason, little young mongoloid Jason, except he's
Right.
not really too mongoloided-ish
No.
here at all. And so yeah, and he's saying "help me." And let me see. I think I have. Do I have? Yeah. Here you go. See, he's not mongoloid at all. Like he looks normal. Now, if you follow the series, he's supposed to be a mongoloid. So his face is supposed to be messed up.
Yeah.
So
But
big time continuity error there. I don't get it. Don't get what they were thinking.
And I couldn't understand at all what's the connection. I mean, there's absolutely nothing there to connect them at all.
Yeah. How does she know Jason? There's no mention of it ever in this entire movie.
No.
It's not like Chris in 3 where there was already a connection.
Or that the fact that Tina brought Jason back from the part 7,
Right. At least there's some kind of connections there. You know
Right.
what I mean? Yeah. Her uncle probably made her dress that way. I didn't think of that, but maybe.
Yeah,
he's all stuck up and snooty.
She definitely was dressing pretty. She looked like more like an antique or a flea market person than a happening high schooler.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely tell she's an outcast, for sure.
Or outlaw.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, then we meet our next. I almost said victim, but not quite yet. We meet our next high schooler named Tamara. She's kind of like the prom queen, mean girl type of deal. And she's hanging out with Eva. Now, I have a picture of Tamara, but not Eva.
Eva is is the sorceress, Kelly Hu.
Yes. So this right here is Tamara, and Kelly Hu plays Eva.
Yeah, her best
so
friend.
they're hanging out. This is the mean girl, prom queen type chick. And there you go. Nye's in the house. What's going on, Nye?
Hi, Nye.
So
welcome.
Yeah, so they go hide, and they kind of do a line of coke and stuff,
because
like
it's the 80s.
Yeah,
it's the 80s.
And we find out that Tamara doesn't like Rennie, which is not shocking whatsoever. And she also mentions that Rennie is afraid of water, which
the water. She's an aquaphobiac.
Yeah. So.
But she had no problem at all walking on that boat. And she has no problem at all walking around without a life jacket.
Yeah. Like she's not scared at all. Nothing.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of a moot point. All this entire movie is a moot point, really.
Yeah. Makes no sense. Makes no. Yeah.
No.
It's just hurry up and see who's going to die next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So Tamara and Eva find a little window thing, and they look down, and they see like a boxing match going on. And it's these two guys, Julius, and then I didn't even catch the other guy's name, but they're fighting. They're boxing. They have the helmet, the not a helmet. I don't even know, the protective gear on. So they're not really hurting each other, but there's a little fight. So Julius wins the fight, and the other guy the other boxer guy goes into the sauna. And so he's just chilling, he has his face covered, he's relaxing in the sauna after getting beat up, right? Mm-hmm. And of course, who else wants to take a sauna at this time but our lovely friend Jason?
Yep.
because I guess all that water, he wanted to get off. He wanted to warm up. I guess I don't know.
There is a there's a story with this too, because you're probably wondering, wow, you think he would have been laying down in the sauna, and then when he heard the door open up, you think he probably would have went and saw who's joining him in the sauna.
You
But they
think?
couldn't. But they couldn't because this was a pickup shot that they did after principal shooting was over with, and
Mm.
the actor that the guy on the bench was not the actor who played in the scene. It was a
Ah,
it was a stand-in or a stunt double or whatever. That's the reason why he had to keep his towel over his face the whole scene, because it wasn't the same actor.
okay, that makes more sense. There you go, Pat with the facts. That's right. So anyway, yeah, so the guy's laying there,
Yeah,
and Jason takes some of the hot rocks that are producing the sauna. He takes them and he shoves them into this guy's chest.
yeah.
Now we don't really see it, but like I mean, we see him doing the action, but we don't. There's no effect or anything because I think they cut it. I think they cut the effect out because it was too gruesome, quote unquote. For the MPAA. But anyway, so yeah, so we see Jason moving, like the rocks like just kind of burned into his chest and like halfway in. I thought that was kind of cool looking. Um, yeah. So now we cut back to the outside of the, like the deck of the boat, and our prom queen Tamara bumps into Rennie on purpose and pushes her off of the boat into the water.
In the middle of the ocean.
In the middle of the freaking ocean. I guess this would be the Atlantic Ocean.
She
Yeah.
had no life jacket either.
Yeah, no life jacket, no nothing. So why was she standing so close to the edge? And the edge had no freaking railing. I noticed that too. Like, what kind of freaking boat is this? Oh, that's right. It's because it's not meant for cruises.
No, it's
Yeah.
not meant for cruise. It's meant for shipping bananas and coffee from South America.
Yeah, exactly. All right, wait. Let me catch up with the chat. I'm definitely behind here. Let's see.
Yeah. See, Nice says she loves
Can't
Jason
stand it.
Goes to Hell. Yeah, she loves Jason Goes to Hell way better than this movie. She only made it through this one once.
Don't talk about Fight Club. That's right. Don't talk about Fight Club.
Speaking of Jason Goes to Hell, a little early plug. We will be back on my channel next Sunday for Jason Goes to Hell.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm the host for that one. I happen to like Jason Goes to Hell myself. So
I actually completely agree with you. Now it is at least 10 times better, if not more.
I would say 20.
Yeah, if not more. I actually kind of like Jason Goes to Hell for some reason too. I don't know why. But, yeah.
It's really funny, Anthony. You mentioned here. You mentioned I would have been fine with MPAA cutting the entire movie. You know what? It's funny is that this movie it got cut to ribbons. This was like the least goriest film of the entire series at this point. I mean, there really was not much gore here at all. No, nothing really to. You only had one like brief second of nudity, no gratuitous nudity at all, and it's
very, very much not a typical Friday movie.
No.
All right, so let's see. All right, so yeah, Tamara bumps into Rennie. Rennie gets overboard, and while she's in the water, she sees young Jason grabbing at her legs. Why? I don't know why. It makes no freaking sense.
I mean, I'm just wondering, it was just amazing. She went over there. She wasn't wearing a life jacket. She was actually out on deck. The last thing you would think for aquaphobia would be on the deck of a boat. They would be in the room, probably getting seasick, and probably hiding underneath the bed with 10 life jackets on. It's a fearsome thing to see. I've seen people terrified of water. They're not going anywhere with it. They're just not. They're just no. So having her supposedly have that, and yet fly over and the chances are, honestly, she probably wouldn't even know how to swim because she wouldn't have been able to go inside the water to actually do that.
Right.
So if she would have went over the edge, she probably most likely would have died. Died with yeah. There's just no way she would have survived. So
Yeah.
plot hole like this big,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Bigger than this screen.
bigger than that boat.
Big. There you go. So of course, Sean jumps in and saves her. And then the deckhand comes back, my favorite character, and he warns them again. He tells them that Jason's on board. And so next scene we see Rennie goes back to her room, and if you notice, her hair is barely wet, and her clothes are completely dry.
Yeah.
I noticed that too.
Well, there are some where they the stage dry clothes, quick dry clothes.
Yeah. But she was just in the freaking Atlantic Ocean, dude. Like come on. So anyway, so she goes back to her room to wash up, right?
Yeah.
And then you get blood coming out the faucet of the sink, kind of like it, kind of like it did a year later, but did it better. And she looks up and she sees little young Jason again in the mirror of the bathroom, and little Jason like breaks out of the window and like reaches for her like this. And so he like grabs her neck, right? And he's like, ah. Now here, his eye is kind of messed up in this scene. And so it was just that first underwater scene. No, his face is not messed up at all. So I don't get it. But anyway, it's continuity errors all over this thing. It's ridiculous. So I guess is she having hallucinations? Is that what this is? Or is it memories? Now, there is a scene later we're going to talk about that sort of explains it, but it's totally weak, and it doesn't match up, and I'll explain why. But anyway, then we cut to our good old buddy Charles McCullough, the grumpy teacher guy, and he goes to Tamara's room, and because he sent her to her room to work on her, to prepare her biology project. These kids are graduated.
Graduated.
What the frig? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did.
They're graduated. It's not even. This is even if you're going to college. Why would you be worried about doing a biology project on a cruise where you're celebrating the fact you graduated high school?
They already graduated.
Yeah.
This is their like celebratory thing. It doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah, the kid's so stupid. Anyway, the whole movie's dumb. Like this has got to be the worst one. It has to be. I don't know. So anyway, McCullough is with Tamara, and she starts seducing him. She's like in like this this robe, and she's all like, "Hey," and God, and then of course Wayne is sneaking around taping the whole thing. Our good buddy Wayne. Yeah, this whole. So they like blackmail McCullough, and Tamara takes it and hides it in her bra and all its stupidity, and it's the whole scene is just completely dumb. And so Tamara decides to go take a shower because McCullough and everyone has left. She's by herself.
Yeah, McCullough called him out on it. He wasn't being buffaloed. He wasn't scared or intimidated by it at all.
He was standing up for himself.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then so everybody leaves. She decides to take a shower. And of course the door opens, and of course it's our buddy Jason.
Of course.
And he busts through the bathroom door. Like Why? He
Yeah.
obviously knows how to use the door. He just came in. He just snuck into the damn room.
Hell yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, how hard is it to turn a doorknob? He just drove a houseboat through how long of a river? He docked it next to the boat. I mean, and you climbed up the anchor chain. You think
Yeah.
that you know how to turn a handle?
Which he does because he entered the room. But
Yeah.
anyway, I guess it was one of those contractual obligations where Jason has to bust through a door. Maybe I don't
Yeah.
know.
You have to kill like 20 kids, and you have
Yeah,
to bust through the door twice and go through a window once.
yeah, because that's the rules. That's the rules of a
Yeah.
Friday 13th movie, I guess.
Hmm.
So, so okay, so yeah, so he busts through the door. He grabs Tamara, who's butt naked, by the way. He grabs her and like shoves her into the bathroom mirror. So he goes and it goes boom, right into the mirror. And this was actually the actual actress doing the stunt too, which I thought was interesting. It wasn't a
Yeah.
stunt woman; it was actually her. And so Jason grabs a piece of the broken mirror and stabs her with it. So
Yeah.
Tamara is gone.
Tamara is Tam no more.
She's tammed out.
Yeah.
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 He couldn't bust. Well,
She got off.
he bust through a window later.
Right. Right. Yeah. Of course, we have to have that.
Yeah.
And you have more rain coming too, by the way. So don't forget about that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The rain's definitely coming. It's a brewing in the ocean.
That's right.
So the next scene we see the captain and he leaves I guess he's like the first mate or something. He leaves and the first mate is named Jim. So we have another Jim. It's the second Jim in this movie.
Yeah. Jim
And
was a
so
popular name.
he leaves Jim at the helm. And so who else enters the helm? Our buddy Jason. So
okay.
So this is basically we cut to the next scene. Jason appears and kills them. We cut to the next scene. Jason appears and kills them.
Mm-hmm.
That happens for the next like 40 minutes of this movie.
We should just go ahead and get to New York already.
We should. We should.
Yeah, let's just fast forward this yeah, because that's what happens. Like rinse, repeat, dry.
I mean, just boom, 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 just the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, he's killing everybody. It's just nothing's there.
No.
They managed to get to the boat. They put a mayday out. And then one of the corpses, the guy gets thrown inside the electrical box. We should talk about that.
Is that Miles?
It might be Miles. Yeah, he went down there, and then he was thrown into the electrical box, and then his corpse caught fire. His body caught on fire, which in turn caused a fire on the boat that caused the boat to start to take on water.
That's actually Wayne. That's our videographer, Wayne. That happens to. Yeah.
So we're talking like a steel. Think about this for a minute. Here it is, a steel-hulled ship, and one human body gets electrocuted and catches on fire, and yet that's going to cause the whole boat to start taking on water. I was checked out here. I was on cruise control.
Speaking of cruise control, this is almost as bad as Speed 2 Cruise Control. Almost.
Don't let John Wick hear you say that. So yeah,
they smart enough not to be in it. So
so they do finally.
She was. Never mind. That's right.
They landed. They got the boat to New York, right?
They finally get it. Yeah. Let me find in my notes when the hell that actually happens. It's probably on like the last page.
I can see our chat is nodding off. I'm like, oh,
they are.
I will have to drop some little trivia on them, though. I'll drop this.
Bones wants to know if it was electrifying.
Oh,
no, that's The Rock, man. The Rock is the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
Right, the most electrifying move in sports entertainment.
I used to be able to do the people's eyebrow, but not anymore.
Hi, Karen.
Hey.
Oh,
we're kind of tearing apart this movie here because
yeah,
it's such a lovely time, really.
yeah.
Wait, let's see. Where's got yeah, okay, so water gets into the engines, the whole deal, right?
Right.
And then Jason sets off the fire alarm, which I thought was kind of funny. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I like. Why would you want to do that? Isn't that what you really want? Don't you want everybody to die? Why would you turn around and pull the? Oh, good Lord!
So so the water starts getting into the engines. Now a couple people have died now at this point. Let's see. The Jim, the first mate, the captain, Eva, Wayne, and Miles. Miles had this awful like bowl cut.
And Tamara died, and then the kid who was a boxer, he died.
So yeah, so they're all dead. Like it's like I said, it was next scene, repeat. Just it was Brock Lesnar this son bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the captain died, Gilligan died, the professor, Marianne.
Yeah, I mean, just like scene after scene, Jason kill. So all right, so let's see, where am I at? Okay, so the water gets into the engines and the water starts exploding towards Sean and Rennie. Now, if you know how this movie ends, which we're going to get to, I thought this might have been a little bit of foreshadowing for the ending. I don't know, because it was very similar to what happens at the end.
Right.
So anyway, the rest of the people that are alive are trying to get off the boat. The deckhand shows up, and we think he's gonna do his crazy. He's crazy. Oh, Jason's gonna kill us all. Blah blah blah. But he has an axe in his back, and he just kind of falls over and dies.
Yeah.
And
McCullough thought that he was the killer. The professor thought the deckhand was the killer, and he was saying that he was the killer. And he came out with some sort of blade, and he was standing there. They're all scared because they thought that he was the one. But he was just trying to warn him before he fell face forward, and he had the axe in his back.
But then, okay, Vanessa just brings up an interesting point. Nobody cares that Susie and Jim are dead and never made it to the boat.
Yeah,
like, that was never an issue.
If they would have brought that point, especially, what do you think? What do you think after you see their houseboat? What do you sit there and say? Well, there's their houseboat. So where are they at? Who's driving the houseboat? Right. That's their houseboat. And wow.
It was Jason, man. It was Jason. Echo might rewatch this tonight. Well, Godspeed, good gentlemen. I
feel bad though. If you watch this, Echo, I don't want to be blamed for nightmares afterwards.
Yeah, don't blame us. It wasn't us. It wasn't us.
All right, we warned you. We warned you.
We did.
We're doing our Candy Ralph. We warned you. Don't do that. It's doom. I tell you, doom.
Patrick's playing the part of the deckhand here. And then, so after the deckhand dies, though, this lightning hits the top of the ship. There's a lightning bolt that actually hits the ship, and nothing happens because of it. Nothing.
Power doesn't go out.
Why show it?
Electronics
nothing happens.
Yeah.
I don't understand it at all. So, the two teachers, Rennie, Sean, and Toby the dog, all get onto a lifeboat.
That's right, because the boat's gonna sink now, right?
Right. So the boat's gonna sink. So they're all escaping to the lifeboat, and then Julius, the boxer guy, pops up out of nowhere from the water and gets into the boat.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah. Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, did Jason throw him off the boat?
I think he was throwing somebody off. He got knocked off when he was killing. I think
he got knocked off the boat some kind of way. I don't remember. And it's irrelevant, but it's at this point anyway.
The only thing you know is that when he gets on the dinghy, on the life rope, the only thing you notice is that his clothes are dry.
Yeah, well, of course. So okay, so all of these guys are on the lifeboat, and they start rowing, and
Mm-hmm.
they're rowing. It's foggy, blah blah blah. You can tell it was in a studio. It was definitely not outside.
I mean, you didn't shoot
And
that in the Atlantic?
I don't believe.
Oh, okay. Just
May-
wondering.
Maybe the Pacific, because they shot the damn thing in Vancouver. So
Yeah, true. That's true.
yeah. So Jason said, I have Jason pops up onto the dock. So Jason watches them like row off. Yeah. So my question is, so okay, so at this point, Vanessa and I kind of looked at each other, and we both brought this up. So Jason died by drowning, right? So why is he not afraid to go into the water? He'll readily walk right in to the water and just get around. Does he suddenly know how to swim? Or is he just like walking on the bottom of the bottom of the ocean?
Yeah. Maybe yeah, he could be walking on the bottom. I mean, he could, he doesn't need to breathe.
Well, that's true. But it's like, I don't know. There's so many questions.
and no answers in this movie.
No answers in any. Well, that never really answers in any of the movies. But all right. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. But okay. So then we cut to they arrive in New York City. Okay. They like, and for being New York City, there's nobody around. This is like
Nobody.
an empty New York City.
Yeah.
Like the docks are they're dead. Like there's no activity.
No longshoremen, no union guys, no leg breakers.
No. And then okay, so they kind of walk off, and then we see, of course, Jason pop up onto the same dock. So Jason was following them. So is Jason a shark now? Is this Jason's shark movie?
He could be. I mean, he could be. I mean, maybe when he got shocked, maybe he got the spirit of the shark in Jaws too.
Yeah. I don't know. But this comes to one of the funniest parts in the movie, where he gets up onto the dock and he immediately sees a billboard, and the billboard looks like this.
Yeah.
So he basically sees his own face.
Right.
And he does the funniest thing. He kind of looks at it and does the Michael Myers head tilt to it. So he kind of looks up and he just goes like the Michael Myers head tilt, and it's hilarious. That's actually there's 2 times in this movie I busted out laughing. That was one of them. Because that's actually probably the best thing in the movie. That's the best thing in the movie. For my money. So anyway, so the 5 that have escaped suddenly get mugged by these 2 thugs with guns.
Yep.
And they rob them, and then they like kidnap Rennie. Okay.
Right.
And they're gonna wanna do some stuff with her, and so then this is the part I don't get. So then the rest of them decide to split up,
which actually makes sense though.
How? I don't get it.
Well, because if you see, to me that's what because if Jason's following you and there's a group of 8 of you, right? So if you're walking all together and he's following you, you're making yourselves an easy target. But if you scatter,
but at this point they didn't know Jason was after him yet, though.
Well, they should have. Well, they knew something was after him because they all knew everybody was dead on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, they all knew. I'm sure they talked about it on the boat. Hey, my dad's dead. That's why he's not docking the boat in. I'm sure that once to me it's like, wow, if there's everybody said there's 20 people on the boat all dead. The first thing I'm doing is as soon as I put my feet on solid ground, and I'm running out of there. Because I don't know if any of you are not the killer. For one thing, I don't know. You might be, the killer might be one of the people I'm in this rowboat with. I don't want to, I just want to get away from that and find the
Mhm.
nearest cop station. I wouldn't want to stay. I wouldn't want to stay together. And then
T
once you
Betty,
get to the
T
station,
Betty with another line of the night.
yeah, maybe he took over Bruce's body. It makes as much sense as any.
It really does at this point. Good going. Okay.
Oh,
So yeah. So
yeah,
the thugs take Rennie. The rest of them split up. And then Sean finds the Statue of Liberty necklace that he gave Rennie. So he picks it up and kind of puts it in his pocket.
yeah,
So the thugs now shoot up Rennie with some drugs.
yeah,
Okay. Which I
yeah.
thought,
Not that weird. Yeah, we're gonna
yeah,
party now, and they shoot her up with
yeah,
heroin.
yeah. So of course our buddy Jason shows up
Right.
and starts taking care of the thugs. So he jabs the first thug with the needle.
That was a cool kill.
That one was pretty cool kill, actually. Yeah,
That was pretty wicked and very, very painful.
yeah. And then what I call Thug Two uh,
The,
starts shooting Jason with a gun. Now that ain't gonna do anything.
no,
So Jason grabs him and puts his head through a pipe that's just kind of I mean, like he literally throws his head through a pipe, and the pipe breaks the whole deal.
right.
So yeah, so all right, so Thug 1 and 2 are dead, and then they cut to Julius, the boxer, and he finds a phone booth and to call the police, and of course Jason is right there, and he interrupts
Now
the
this
whole
is
thing.
here's a couple of questions, and this is the one. This is probably the only one, the one kill in the entire series that I really regret them pulling it out. But two, the first thing I mentioned is how is Jason finding everybody? I mean, you're freaking New York. It's not the boat. It's New
Yeah,
York. How
exactly.
do you know where everybody's at all times? It's like there's nothing there to. I mean, and he's after Rennie. He's after Rennie. They show him chasing after Rennie, and it's like, so why is he chasing down everybody else at this point in time?
Because
Um,
they're accomplices. I don't know.
yeah, I guess. And
I
then
get.
the second one, the one kill. This is the one kill that I wish I just do because I think it just would have. I mean, it's funny for what it is, and people like it, and they comment on it all the time. Vanessa saying one of the most satisfying kills of the movie. Um, but I will have to say that I really wish the boxer would have survived.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vanessa means the thugs.
Oh, the thugs, yeah, the
Yeah,
thugs were awesome. They died horribly.
yeah.
Um, the boxer, I just wish, like, I guess it would have made more sense in the first four movies if this would have happened. But for this one here, it just would have been really interesting to see him fight for his life, all that so hard, and get it to there. And then Jason, to me, it would have been just totally like it would have been badass for them to do all that hard ass work, and then he falls down, and Jason just looks at him, shrugs his shoulders, and just walks away like you didn't do shit. And just,
Yeah.
but Jason at the same time saying, hey, you know, I got to give it to you. You came at me. You mean you didn't quit. You mean most people run from him, but he came at him and he kept going after him. And I always felt like I just would have wished to see that guy would have made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Well,
probably he's probably the only, he's probably the only male character in there in the series that I wish that would have happened with. You know.
and he's definitely the most likable person in this movie.
Yes, he is.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. I mean, but besides Jason, he's
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because at this point you just want Jason to kill all these some bitches. But anyway,
Yeah.
Echo may have the answer. Jason was the first GPS.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Yeah, maybe
The power of the hockey mask. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
it made him. They did show him being supernaturally fast in here, and it's almost like it wasn't so much he was fast, but he was almost like teleporting himself because I mean, you're talking like people were like blocks away from each other by now, yet he would show up, or
Yeah.
like they would run. There's a scene where Sean's running and he's clearly ahead of Jason, and yet who was it? No, it wasn't. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of who it was. They ran from Jason, then they go inside the building and he's already there, and he throws the person out through the window.
Yeah,
But he was clearly behind, and it's like, how did he get from? I mean, it's not like he could drive around and beat him, beat him, beat the person in front. I mean, he was clearly behind, and then he goes into the building, and yet here he is on the second floor already, and we don't know how he did it. They don't show that, they don't explain it, and he does that for the entire movie. He's able to find these people in the middle of the city, and it's just like, how is he doing that? Could you explain that?
it must
And
be the electric goo.
he just doesn't do it. He just like, why are you asking such an inane question? Let's kill somebody.
Yeah. Oh gosh. All right. So yeah. So Julius decides to climb up to a roof of a building, and so Julius is the boxer, right? So Julius, he's like, all right, Jason, I'm gonna kick your ass, and so he's gonna box Jason Voorhees. Okay. So he starts punching, right? And Julius is a good boxer and everything. So he's punching Jay, he's punching and punching and punching. And so this is kind of what it looks like, all right? So Julius is up there and he's whacking away. He's punching a crap out of Jason.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently in the special features they say it was there was 66 punches thrown to Jason. So in a normal boxing match, that's a lot of punches to take. But this is Jason, so he's not feeling this. You know what I mean? So he's boom, boom, boom. So of course he's hitting a hockey mask too, so his knuckles are bloody, and
Right.
so he punches himself out basically.
Right.
So he's tired. He's like this, and Jason hasn't thrown one punch. He hasn't done a thing.
Yeah.
So Jason finally realizes he's finally tired, and he's like, "All right, finally, I'll let this guy punch me, whatever." So he grabs him, and he takes his fist, one punch, he punches Julius, and decapitates him. I mean,
Yeah, I just I hated that kill. I really do. I think it's my very least favorite in the entire series. That kill just really
now,
bums me out. It does. It bums me out because I think the way they did it, the way they had him coming, it'd been one thing if he would have hit Jason a couple of times and ran, but he
yeah, no,
didn't. He stayed. No, he stayed and he went all the way to the wall with him. And I just think it would have just been so cool just to see him collapse, have his hands all bloody, go to his knees, and then Jason look at him, without doing, just look at him like, all right, not gonna sit there and say, yeah, buddy. He's just gonna look at him and go like, okay, and then walk and leave him there. Like, okay, I gotta respect that, without saying a word. He didn't have to say anything. He could have just walked around and just, and vanished. And I just think it just would have been such a more interesting. It would have been really cool. I just think that would have been just like I like that idea. But
it would have. However, we do kind of get a funny kill out of it because his head flies off of the roof and goes like circles around, and we actually see the head's POV for a couple milliseconds, like
right.
floating like this, and then his head bounces off and into a giant trash, like a giant trash can, and the lid slams shut on it.
Yeah.
It was funny at least, but yeah, Cal, I totally agree with that statement completely.
Yeah.
And then Anthony brought up a good point. To be fair, the city was inexplicably empty. So it wasn't that hard for Jason to find. That is very true. That is very, very true. Let's see. Let's see what else I missed here. All right. Let's see. The garbage. I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, I wish it would have happened to a different character, but
yeah,
I mean, it was, yeah. Yeah, that punch in the mask completely tired and bloodied up his hands and stuff. And yeah.
Right. It was a badass scene. It really was. It's definitely the best scene in the whole movie.
Oh, definitely the most entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the only scene that actually was worthy of it. I mean, I really, I liked it for what it was, but I would have liked it a lot better if they had come up with just it just would have been. It's like the last thing, because it's not like unlike Jason hasn't done that before, because we've seen him before where he spared people. He spared all those kids before. He's not entirely 100% like rolling in there and taking out everything that breathes. So the precedent has been set there for him to have actually have done that and walked away. And I just think this just would have worked a lot better for the film. But it got what it got. And Kane Hodder mentioned that when they shot that scene, it was actually the actor who did most of the punching. They got a real boxer to come in there for some of the close-up scenes, but he said the actor that played him, VC, he said that he was told some heavy hands. He says those punches were hurting. he was getting popped. Yeah, he was getting lit. He says he was feeling them. So
yeah, so that's kind of cool. So yeah, poor Julius. But okay, but after Julius's head falls into the garbage bin, there's that laugh track again. Like it sounds like Jason's laughing. I hate it. Stop doing that. So okay, so now we cut back to Rennie, and she's tripping, from the drugs, and of course Sean finds her, and let's see, and then we cut to McCullough, and he finds a cop, and so they all kind of come back together, and Rennie is like, Jason's back. Jason's in New York. Jason has followed us, kind of thing. So now they know they're being followed. So of course Jason shows up and immediately kills the cop.
Immediately.
And the four of them are in the back of the cop car, so they can't get out because when you're in the back of a cop car, you can't get out. So Rennie climbs up to the front seat and starts taking off in the cop car. And she drives and she runs over Jason. Jason kind of jumps up onto the hood and gets hit by the car. And then she keeps going, but she sees young Jason again. So stupid. She sees young Jason, and she crashes into the wall. And then Rennie, Sean, and McCullough all escape the car. And then the car explodes, and we find out that Colleen, the other teacher, the teacher that brought Rennie at the beginning of the movie, was in the car. So Colleen blew up with the car.
Yep.
So Colleen is the 16th kill in this movie so far.
16th,
yeah. All right, let's see. Jennifer Tochi is in the house. What's going on, Jen?
Hey, Jennifer.
Let's see.
Oh, you see what she.
So let's see. Yeah, I'm trying to catch everybody saying hello.
Hold on. No, wait a minute. No, it's not negative, Jennifer. It's actually rather positive. We're talking about the scene where the young kid was fighting Jason, and it just would have been really cool to see him escape that fate. No, not being negative. I'm actually being positive. I think it would have been an interesting twist to the movie.
That's the most positive thing about this movie.
Yeah.
Because the rest of this movie is negative.
Yeah, the rest of the movie is pretty.
All right. So then, after Colleen blows up in the cop car, then we learn of the history between Rennie and Jason.
Yes.
So we cut to a flashback memory, and McCullough has taken little Rennie. I guess she's about 8 years old here. I guess.
Right.
Out onto a small boat. I presume it's Crystal Lake, and
I'm sure.
he's trying to teach her how to swim. So he throws her overboard, and of course, this little girl can't swim, and little Jason is under the water grabbing at her legs. And so this is the explanation that we got. Okay.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Big problem with this whole thing.
Right.
This girl's 17 or 18 years old. Okay. Now we know that Jason died in, what was it, 57? Was it 1957?
58.
Whatever, 57, 58, right? This is 1989. Okay. He was 10 or 11 when he died. He'd be in his late 40s by this point.
Right.
Okay. If little Jason was still little Jason in the water 10 years ago, then the rest of the movies wouldn't have happened. I'm just saying. None of this makes any sense timeline wise at all.
This whole movie doesn't make sense at all.
God damn! Just think about it for a second. The people that wrote this did not think about this at all.
I understand. You just got the sort of impression, honestly. It's like by now the movies have just sort of like gone into autopilot. They go there. The executives are sitting there going like, okay, you got to have some more kills. And just like the other movies, that's what they had to do. They had to go back and add more kills. Like the guy who got the lava rock through his chest, that was not a filmed kill. That was actually something they had to go back and do a pickup on because they needed more kills. And they just completely sacrificed, and they didn't even care. They didn't even attempt to hide it. They just got rid of the story. There was just absolutely no story here. And I mean, you absolutely are just brain dead if you're sitting there watching this movie. That's really all they wanted. They didn't care. They didn't even try. And the thing is, they insult the fans because the fans are actually smarter than that. Horror fans are smarter than that. We actually do like a story. We actually do like to have a plot in the movie. We like to have a reason. We're just like anybody else who watches a drama or a comedy or a rom-com or whatever. We like our stories, and it reflects in the box office of what the fans thought about this movie. They thought that their intelligence was being insulted, and they stayed away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure word of mouth spread quickly that it was hot garbage. So
yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So after that wonderful reminiscing of this flashback, Jason shows up and throws McCullough out of a second-story window.
Yep.
And then goes down and grabs McCullough again. And actually, I was kind of cool with this kill too.
Yeah.
He picks up McCullough like he's Davy Boy Smith, okay, about to do the Oklahoma Slam, and he sticks him in this vat. I don't know what was in the vat. I don't think they ever really say, but it's this green, nasty. I guess it's like toxic waste or something. I don't know what the hell it is. But he sticks him head first into it, and he drowns or whatever. But let me take that off.
I do have one last fact before we say goodbye to our good friend, Mr. McCullough. Peter Mark Richmond also happened to be a star in an episode of The Twilight Zone. He starred in the episode The Fear in 1964. How about that?
Nice.
That's our good friend Anthony. Though I already know that he already knew that, but I thought I'd throw it out there for him.
Boom. That's right. Oh, Speaking of, you came at the right night, my friend. I got my Twilight Zone shirt on right now.
That's right. That's right.
That's right. You came at a good time, my
That's
friend.
right, man. We were ready for you to come in tonight, Anthony.
We knew you were coming. We had a feeling.
Mm-hmm. We have some facts, we have trivia, and we have a T-shirt.
Yeah. You know that. Heck yeah. Yes,
That's
Bones.
right.
Bones, it's not a Twilight shirt. It's a Twilight Zone shirt. Get it right, man.
Twilight shirt.
Yeah, because one time I wore this on another stream a while back, and he was like, "Are you wearing a Twilight shirt?"
Al has let me know that he is actually team. Who's the guy? Team Rob Pattinson.
I'm definitely Team Edward. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, Team Edward. You know, after all, he is a vampire, so you got to stick together.
I kind of have to stick with my peoples, even though certain ones, sparkle. But whatever.
Yeah.
I don't sparkle, but Anyway.
Go vampires.
Yeah, that's right. So now we cut to Rennie and Sean. They run into the subway because it's New York, so they got to have a subway scene, right?
Right.
So Jason follows them onto the train. So apparently they don't have to pay for the subway or anything. They just run into the subway. Whatever. So Sean pulls the emergency brake to stop the train because Jason's coming after him. So they jump out.
Kane took a hell of a bump there, didn't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, he took a hell of a bump there. He literally left his feet. He left his feet and fell down. I thought that was that was a good fall. I thought it was pretty impressive.
Yeah. Well, Kane's such a great stuntman. Kane can kind of do anything.
Jennifer says she sees some sparkles on your shirt.
She does. It's not. It's called wear and tear. It's called.
Oh. I think it's more like Twilight.
Yeah, there you go. It's Twilight sparkles. There you go. So so then they jump out of the train, and then Jason, of course, follows, and Sean pushes Jason onto the track of the train,
the third rail,
the electrified guardrail thing, right? And so Jason gets electrocuted. And so Jason gets electrocuted again. So this is the second electrocution in this movie. And so he's kind of laying there. They think he's dead. So they go above ground. And of course, where do they end up? In the middle of Times freaking Square. So this is like the only scene that's actually shot in New York.
Right.
The rest of it was shot in up by Karen up in Vancouver. So anyway, so then of course Jason comes up above ground as well to Times Square. And this is probably one of the most striking images, seeing Jason standing in the middle of Times Square with all the ads and everything going on around him. That's actually pretty cool.
It is. They had a great time filming that scene. They filmed that scene over 2 days, and Kane Hodder says it was pretty freaking amazing just to walk up there and stand there and just look at all the people, because they said there's like they said hundreds. I'm sure there's probably more like probably a couple of thousand people watching that. I mean, he's iconic. He's standing up there, and he's standing there, and the way they pan the camera, and he's looking around. He's in full mask and gear too. He didn't break character at all. While they're setting up the shots or anything, he didn't like walk over to people and say, "Hey, what do you think?" But he stayed in character the whole shoot.
Yeah, which is it's kind of what I've heard with Kane. Like if he's in character, he stays in character.
Yeah.
Like usually. So I thought that was funny. Okay, Anthony brings up a good point. If electricity brought him back to life, shouldn't he have been like super powered by the third? That was my thought.
Yeah, I thought he would have just. I just thought he would have just. He would have just. Rest in peace. Like the dead man, just sit straight up.
Yeah. So then we come to the probably the funniest part in this entire movie. So Jason starts walking through Times Square. Rennie and Sean see him, so they kind of take off. So Jason's power walking the way he does, and he runs into a bunch of punks listening to a boombox.
Yep.
And he kind of just walks through the boombox and kicks it. And yeah. So the punks are like, hey man, you're gonna pay, and like it's so totally 80s,
Yeah.
like 80s punks, right, on TV, right? And then
Yeah, Central Cast.
Yeah. So Jason turns around and then he lifts his mask up and shows his face to the punks. And wait, these are the punks.
You know they're hardcore because if you look at some of them, they have like Ramon buttons and Sex Pistol buttons on their jackets. They're hardcore.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially the dude with the fake tattoo on his arm.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially with the buzz cut. Yeah. So Jason lifts Jason lifts up his mask, shows him the face, and they freak out. Oh, okay, man, and then they run off in easily the funniest part in this movie.
By far.
Easily. Yeah, by far. And even when I was a kid, it was funny, and it's the part I always remember from this movie. Like, this is the part. I always remember him kicking the boombox, turning around and lifting his mask, and them running off. I don't know what it is. And let's see. Jennifer wants to know. We're getting to that. We're almost there. We're almost there.
We're almost there. We're getting there.
Let's see. They could do a new Jason movie. Maybe he can recharge like an electric guitar, like an electric car. I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see. Why, Jason? Why? It's a boombox. You shouldn't kill the boom. I agree. Echo. Yeah.
Save the boom.
Yeah. Yeah, the cool New York scenes are what they showed in the commercials. Yeah, because we all thought this movie was going to take place in New York. About 10 minutes.
I think they should have had those kids do breakdancing because that at the time that was pretty popular, and I think they should have did that.
Yeah.
Nothing says New York and then having a bunch of kids breakdancing.
Yeah, true. Let's see. Nightmare on Elm Street vibe they gave the movie. By them being the last kids of Crystal Lake, this is why Jason follows them. But see, I never got that.
Yeah, we never got that at all.
I never got that.
There's nothing there really to connect them at all.
If they mentioned it, I don't remember it.
Yeah, they didn't mention it. And
I'm not doubting you. I mean, because you like this movie way more than we do. But
yeah,
but
a lot more.
Yeah.
So this is definitely the worst movie of the series.
Yeah, you should probably school us on a few things, I'm sure. So anyway, so the boombox thing happens. Rennie and Sean run into a diner and ask to use the phone to call the police, right?
Foreshadow.
And the waitress in the movie, the real lady, her last name is Hedden. So I don't know if that was his wife or his girlfriend or his sister.
It was his wife.
It was his wife. Okay, I was wondering.
And the girl, the girl who played like the prostitute in there, when Jason leaves, he sort of looks at him. That actually was Jensen Daggett's mom.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool. It's a family affair when Jason takes Manhattan.
Where's Buffy?
Yeah, right.
If you know that reference, we are way too old. Okay.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, the deckhand, who's like the best character in the movie. But anyway, so they run into the diner, and the waitress actually has actually pretty good line here, because Sean and Rennie are like, there's somebody after us trying to kill us, and then she says, welcome to New York.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
I thought that was pretty funny too.
Yeah, that was a good line, and her delivery of it was spot on too.
And then when Jason comes in and chasing after the kids, the
He
cook
busts through the
comes out.
diner door.
Yeah, yeah. He walks through the diner door, and the cook decides to walk up to Jason, and the first thing he notices is that cook is pretty damn hefty himself.
The cook is gigantic.
Yeah, he's and Jason tosses him, but I don't. He doesn't. I don't think he kills him so much as he just stuns him.
Yeah,
People say, well,
I didn't write him down as a kill, so I
no,
don't. Yeah, I don't consider it a kill. But do you know who played the cook?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's our good friend Ken Kingsinger who played the cook, and we will see him full effect in Jason versus Freddy.
Yes, because he plays Jason in that one. So a little Jason versus future Jason right here in this scene. And but did you notice though how much bigger he is than Kane? Like he's a large man.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's like what 6'6" or something, 6'7". Like he's damn, he was big.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he just lifts Jason lifts the cook up and just throws him to the side. It's pretty funny. So Jason starts following Rennie and Sean because they're running. And of course, Rennie and Sean go down to the sewer. And Jason follows them down to the sewer. And Rennie and Sean run into a sewage worker who's down there. Right. And he says that toxic waste is about to flow through the sewer, and it floods out every night with toxic waste, the sewer, at midnight. And it's like I think they got like 2 minutes to midnight or something. That's a Iron Maiden reference. There you go. So the three of them start walking like really fast to try to get out, right? And then of course Jason ambushes them and immediately kills the sewage worker. And Sean gets like knocked out. Okay, so Sean is just kind of like laying there like this.
Yeah. And he's about ready to buy the farm.
He's about, but then Jason decides to go after Rennie.
Yeah, Rennie puts a flashlight
in his eyes.
If he knows there's a continuity error too, because Rennie puts a flashlight on Jason, and then when she turns around, she drops it. She drops the flashlight and she runs. And then in the next scene, one of the next scenes, she has it again. But she definitely dropped it because you can hear it drop. And she runs. So continuity error.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, this continuity error is all over this.
Oh yeah.
But so all right. So yeah, Jason goes after Rennie. Rennie finds a bucket full of the toxic waste that's about to flow.
That's right.
And she finds a bucket, so she picks it up and she throws it. She throws the remnants of what's in the bucket into Jason's face.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's in the bucket is it's leftover McDonald's grease from the.
And so so it's this green goo, and she throws it in his face, and this is one of the best, I guess, practical effects in the movie. So Jason's face starts like pussing and melting and like starts moving, kind of like Freddy in what was it, The Dream Child, I think that did it in. I don't remember, but anyway. So yeah, he's all like bubbling and nasty looking, and he's in his face. Now, I did think it's interesting his face, the way his face looked, because it was definitely wear and tear from being underwater, and definitely waterlogged, and it was definitely not the Jason face of 7. And it was definitely some rotten stuff. But anyway, do I have a picture? Let me see. No. I think y'all seen all my pictures. All right.
You know what? I kept on waiting. Honestly, at this point, when I saw that, I kept on waiting for the Ninja Turtles to pop up. I won't lie.
Right? You know what? Vanessa said that too.
I was waiting for the Ninja Turtles to pop up. Yeah. At least Shredder. Somebody should have popped up.
That would have been pretty cool. Shredder versus Jason. That would have been.
Anthony saying alligators and chuds. Yep.
Yeah. Alligators and chows would have been great too.
Yep.
So all right, so we're almost done. We're almost done, guys, with the story anyway. Thank God. So yeah, so Jason's face starts melting, and then apparently it really does affect him because he's now like woozy, and so he's like walking through the thing like kind of falling down, and yeah, it's like you don't see Jason like this at all, which I thought was interesting. So Sean and Rennie find a one of those step ladder things to go up to the street.
Manhole.
Yeah, manhole. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yep.
And so they start climbing up.
Demon hole.
Well, I'm gonna talk about demon hole later. It is the demon hole. You're right.
Demon hole.
It's the demon hole. That's a good one. So anyway, so Jason of course grabs Rennie's foot on the stair, on the ladder, and here comes the toxic waste that comes at midnight.
That's right.
The toxic waste comes and drowns Jason. Now, when it first hits Jason, why? My question is, there was like water or something coming out of Jason's mouth. Why?
Oh, okay. I can explain that too.
Okay, please enlighten me.
More trivia. Kane Hodder actually drank 2 gallons of water. He drank 2 gallons of water before that scene, and when he's throwing water up there, that's really him. He's throwing all that water up on cue. He also says that he can make himself puke. He's sort of like a Steve-O. He can puke. He can make himself puke without any effort. But that water and that scene there was really Kane Hodder throwing it up.
All right. Well, I guess that explains that.
More trivia.
So okay, so Jason melts, and we actually see his body like come up to the surface of the top of the water, of the toxic waste water. So it's and it kind of looks like a shell, okay, and then there's another lightning strike, and the lightning strike hits the Statue of Liberty. Yeah. Again, why?
I have no idea.
None of this has any effect of anything. But then,
at this time, all I was doing is I was watching the clock on my TV, because I put the clock on there and I was just counting it down. I was like, okay, hurry up.
Man, I don't get it. So then it cuts back. They're still hanging on the ladder, and they look down to see young Jason has now turned back into young Jason.
Yeah.
But again, this young Jason also is not a mongoloid and looks completely normal.
Completely normal. It's like he got retconned back before he drowned.
So this toxic waste can turn people back into a kid?
Yeah, he looked totally healthy too.
Very.
The toxic waste. Man. Yeah, well, look at it. If toxic waste can turn 4 turtles and a rat into into the Ninja Turtles, why the hell couldn't they change Jason back to a kid? It's the secret of the ooze, I tell you.
But the Ninja Turtles are more believable.
You know what? You're right. I believe the Ninja Turtles far more than I believed in this movie.
Yeah, right? Like, what the frig, man? I don't get it.
Oh, this movie was a car crash.
Oh, here you go. It's actually the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
I love it. So, okay. So the movie's not quite over yet.
Oh yeah, that he does say "mama" before it hits. He does turn on. Yeah. I think it's the only time that Kane Hodder actually spoke a word in his role. I could be wrong in that, but at least at this point in time, it's the only time Jason has actually ever uttered a sound since the first 4 movies. He does look like he's saying "mama," but again, I just that didn't make sense either. It made no sense at all.
No, none of it. the, yeah, the whole yeah, and yeah, it was like a kid's voice, and it wasn't like I don't know.
But at least
I,
the kids did, but though Rennie and Sean did do one thing smart, and if one thing is they didn't go down there and picked up that kid, they were like, nope, 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 no, want none of that. Nope, nope,
right.
I'm good.
But then it cuts to the last scene, which they are suddenly out and about in New York City. No explanation of how they got out of the manhole thing that was locked.
Right.
No explanation whatsoever. They're just kind of like walking around, kind of in a daze from all the shit that just happened.
Or all the fumes they inhaled.
Yeah, from the toxic waste.
Rennie could still be high off the heroin shot she got.
Yeah, right. So Sean now gives Rennie back her Statue of Liberty necklace. The Statue of Liberty that just had lightning attack it. But
right.
So then we cut to a POV shot. And now this POV shot reminded me of Evil Dead, because it was low to the ground and it was kind of coming up to him, kind of creeping up onto Rennie and Sean, who's like hugging. And so you're like, oh God, what's happening? Is little Jason coming? Nope. It's Toby the dog, who had disappeared earlier in the movie because Toby ran off when the thugs attacked him. So Toby's the smartest one in this whole movie.
They wanted Kane Hodder to kick the dog in one scene. He wanted him to kick the dog, and he refused. He said that's something that he didn't see Jason doing at all. So he said he's not going to do it in this movie either. And so, yeah. And again, it also shows it's really weird how that worked. Like it's so fascinating. He doesn't harm the kids, and he doesn't harm the animals. It's just really it's a unique thing. It's really different.
Yeah,
I like it though. The dog is smarter than them all. Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but that's stretching it. But the dog lives,
I'm
not the
not against that.
Yeah, I'm with Echo that says the dog lives, but the boombox, but not the boombox. No, the dog is very cute. The dog is very cute.
Yeah,
Toby was pretty handsome.
He was a good looking dog.
So that was Friday the 13th. Jason Takes Manhattan. Of course, we mentioned that the filming was in Vancouver, except for 2 nights in New York. And I hear people hate up on Jason Goes to Hell. I really don't understand that because this movie was dog meat. This movie made so little money back for Paramount that they turned around and sold it to New Line Cinema. So they got a hold of the movie. This was the last movie that until Jason X, and I think that was 10 years. What year did Jason X? 97.
Jason X was 2001.
2001. Okay, well,
yeah.
Then Jason Goes to Hell came out. I think was 99. So I think it was like a 10-year window between this movie and Jason Goes to
longer because Jason Goes to Hell I think is 93.
Oh, 93. Okay.
Yeah, so I think there was like a 17, 18 year gap. Yeah. I mean, not that long.
4-year gap because Jason Takes Manhattan I think came out in 89, right?
Yeah, Manhattan was 89, and then 4 years later, Jason Goes to Hell, and then it was 7 years later or so, 7, 8 years later.
Yeah, I mean, it's just,
Jason X.
But this is the last movie that Paramount did.
Yes. And, so we have now completed the Paramount years of Jason.
Now we're going to get into the good stuff. We're going to get into Jason Goes to Hell, which obviously sets up the Jason versus Freddy. And then we're going to go Jason X. And then we have a question for you guys in the chat. We have a question for you guys because we really want to know this. And please tell us, do you want us to cover the reboot as well? Or are you happy with us just doing the original movies?
Yeah. Let us know or shoot us a message or something.
Yeah. Do you guys want us to cover the reboot, or you guys want us to end on a high note with Freddy versus Jason?
So my suggestion, if you want to watch a good like cruise ship horror movie, check out Death Ship from 1980 with George Kennedy.
And Sally Ann Howes.
Yeah, much better movie than this one.
Much better. Man, you watched that movie too? That movie was tight.
That movie's awesome. I love that movie. Yeah, that movie's fun. Maybe a future episode. Who knows?
I remember watching that and seeing Sally Ann Howes, and I'm going like, oh my gosh, that's the lady from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I was like, oh wow, she did a horror movie. So okay, it looks like overwhelmingly that we are doing the reboot.
I'm disappointed in all of you.
That means
I have to watch it again.
Yeah, I'm hosting.
Oh my God!
All right, then yeah,
I hate that one more than I hate this one.
I'm really surprised by that too, because I'm really surprised that you're saying that, because I have not seen the reboot yet. I have not seen it, so this will be my first time.
Okay.
Oh, I saw the cast of it, and the cast looks pretty damn good. It looks pretty tight. So I was a little surprised. I have a feeling that I'll be really surprised if I hate it as much as you do, based on the cast. And I think Marcus.
You probably won't, but
I think Marcus Nispel directed this one too, and I like Marcus's work. He did a great movie called Pathfinder.
Yeah. Hold on. I do like Derek Mears, and I thought Derek Mears does do a good job as Jason, but I just don't like the movie.
Yeah, Marcus Nispel directed the reboot. I like him. He's a good director. Look at the cast you got here. You got Jared Palicki from Supernatural, Danielle Panabaker, Amanda Rigetti, Travis Van Winkle, Derek Mears. I mean, there's a good cast right here. I'm really surprised that on the Heat, but we'll see. Just let you guys know too. We have a programming note too. Next week, again, the show will be on my channel. We will be covering Jason Goes to Hell next Sunday, but then we are taking a 2-week hiatus because Al is going on vacation. So on May 1st and May 8th, I don't know what we're doing yet. I'm still figuring it out. And then, but we will be back on the 15th. We're back on the 15th, back on my channel. God, I'm going to be hosting for 4 straight weeks, baby. I'll be back on the 15th because we are doing Jason X on my channel. And then Al will be covering Jason versus Freddy on his, and then I get the reboot.
Yeah, you're getting the reboot.
Now I'm scared. See, now you got me off. Now I'm gonna have to watch this thing a little earlier.
I got 8. You gotta do the reboot.
And you know what? I'm glad to do the reboot because you got the shit end of the stick. You definitely. Oh yeah, that's my favorite one. YouTube, definitely. I'll be bringing the heat on that one. I'll have plenty of facts and trivia and all sorts of fun stuff. The best kill in the entire franchise is in Jason X. Yep. And it's not the one you think it is. It's not. It's not the girl with her face off. It might be the second best kill, but it's not the first one. And there's a lot of fun in that movie. That movie has a lot of humor. I don't really remember too much of the Jason Goes to Hell, except that when I watched it in the theater, when Freddy came out and grabbed this mask, everybody absolutely went bonkers.
Well, that's the best part.
Oh my God, the whole theater just like erupted. They were just like, hell yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Let's see. Okay, there's some people who didn't hate the reboot.
Yeah, I know. I know people that don't hate it. I don't know.
I'm really surprised because I know the director.
I'll explain why I hate it so much.
Okay. because I really like the director. He did a great movie, a Viking movie called Pathfinders. That movie was freaking tight.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Really, yeah. Echo saying he hated it.
Good man. Good man.
Is Jason getting killed by the? Oh, hell yeah, Cal. You know that's right. She
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
she torched his ass.
But you're skipping ahead. We still got Jason Goes to Hell first.
Yeah, we're gonna send Jason. I remember the only thing I remember from that, because I have not seen it. I'll be watching it, of course, this week. The only thing I remember from that movie was the police captain from 21 Jump Street is in that movie, and that's the only thing I remember. Stephen Williams, he played the captain in 21 Jump Street. Let's see.
Let's see. ORLM series. Oh yeah, okay. Huge horror fan play do. Oh, okay. Oh, that game. Okay, so the Friday 13th game, man. I actually have it. I actually still have my NES cartridge of it. I don't have an NES to play it on. I need to get an NES console. But anyway, that game is so freaking hard.
So, did you watch anything interesting this week, Al?
Define interesting.
Something. Did you make it through any movies this week?
Somehow I did it in pieces, but yeah. You will see what I watched on my Dollar Tree Theater this week. Yeah, I watched Demon Hole this week for yeah, and then I had my Instagram followers pick my next Dollar Tree movie.
Okay.
After this, so this week's going to be Demon Hole, and then the next week after that is going to be Killer Tattooist.
Yeah, I got that one too. That looks really cool.
Yeah,
that
so
hopefully
cool. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be checking that one out. I can't wait for your review on that.
Yeah.
It was funny because I actually did a review of a short film called Killer Tattooist by Michael Wong, and that was a short film. And I'll tell you, when I say, you'll laugh when I tell you how long the movie was, but if you go watch it, it's absolutely a complete story. It is so uniquely filmed. It's like 90 seconds. It's a 90-second short film. It is a micro short film. It is badass to the bone. In fact, when I first saw the Killer Tattooist, for some reason I thought, did he take it to a feature film and just I didn't know about it? It's not, but I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see what you think about it. Killer Tattooist, I know that was making the rounds of the Dollar Tree sale. I went back out to try to find some Dollar Tree stuff. I really did not do too good. I only found two. I found some looks like a action comedy called Life on the Rocks, which I've never heard about, Line by. And then I found one that looks right up me and the Cheetah's alley, because you know us. So we found one called Pentagram.
I got that one too. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, really? All right. I'll tell you what. I'll wait till you get back. We'll wait till Al gets back, and then maybe we'll talk about Pentagram.
There you go.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually went to a Dollar Tree not too long ago and actually picked up some more stuff.
Yeah, my store was absolutely bone dry. Just totally.
Mine usually is, but yeah, the past few times I've gone, man, as you I've kind of gotten the mother load there.
What I mean by bone dry, it's not like they have movies, but they just don't have anything that I am interested at all. I mean, they got movies. It's not like I'm walking in there, it's empty shelves. It's just like what they got. It's all picked over, and it's just like there's nothing there. There's no shutter.
The one I'm real close to doesn't even carry movies. So
I don't get that at all. I watched and reviewed a movie this week. I mentioned Blood Claws. I like to sit there and say that me and the Cheetah, we watched it, but the Cheetah gave me the claw and left me to watch it by myself.
There you go.
Fortunately for me, it was only 55 minutes. And then it even got better, and it turned out to be only 47 minutes. This is the worst movie of the year by far. I cannot imagine myself watching a worse movie than Blood Claws. Noah's Shark was way better than Blood Claws.
What about the Trees Have Eyes?
It's way better than Blood Claws.
Nice.
Way better.
Awesome.
She's saying evil cat. If only that was true. If only there had actually been a cat in this movie, it might have worked. But there's no cat in this movie. Yeah, and it's supposed to be about a killer panther. This is my first experience with a Dustin Ferguson film, and yeah, I can't.
And you're like, and I hope it's my last.
Oh, it will be my last. Let me tell you, it will be. Never. No more. And I found it on Tubi. I will have to say this about Tubi. It's really. I will say this. It is a very good place to go to watch for some of these low budget movies. In case in case you do watch them and you do see them out in the wild, you can pick them up and not feel bad about it. It also helps you avoid, like, I like going to the Dollar Tree. We all like going to the Dollar Tree and buying blind buys, but I like to have somewhat of a clue of what I'm buying, and Tubi is a good function for that. You can go in there and is that where you saw Demon Hole at, or is this one of your Dollar Tree pickups?
Dollar Tree is actually Dollar Tree pickup. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's so that'll be coming hopefully tomorrow evening, early Tuesday. Of course, Tuesday I've got Tubi Tuesday, and this week we're covering Snake Out of Compton. That was what was voted. I put 4 movies out, and that was what was voted. Snake Out of Compton.
How many votes did it get?
It got like 85% of the vote.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it definitely won, no question.
I'm slightly behind mine. I have to get it going. I don't know why I'm dragging my ass on it. Redwood Massacre Annihilation.
Yeah.
I'm behind. And then this week I have to put out the Cheetah's Choice. And I think I pretty much know what I'm going to do for that. It'll be fun. I think it'll be fun for you guys to see it. And then right now, the one I got voted for it's tied. I got Crying Wolf and The Car, Road to Revenge. So far, the Cry Wolf is tied with Cheetah's Choice. So I need someone to go in there and vote again or something to vote for one of either the Cheetah and I picked the movie, or you guys wanted to see Crying Wolf. This is a werewolf movie, so there you go. If you guys want to see a dog, then you can watch Crying Wolf.
I have already voted.
Yeah. So let's see. Echo's wondering about Voodoo Apocalypse.
Maybe you should watch it and I should watch it. Maybe we should do that one together.
Which one?
Voodoo Apocalypse.
Is that on Tubi?
It might be, but me and Echo both picked it up at Dollar Tree.
Oh yeah, because I didn't pick it up. I didn't see. I might have to go out tomorrow to another. There's a big Dollar Tree store next to me. I might need to go over there and see if there's any remnants. I didn't see squat. I mean, I was shocked to see Pentagram there. I was like, oh wow, there's actually a horror movie here that no one picked over. All right. So yeah. So next week again, Jason Goes to Hell on my channel, and Yep.
And then so I also want to mention this coming up this Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be an early one. I'm doing a special movie watch along at 3 p.m. And we're going to be watching a 1975 TV movie called Murder on Flight 502 with Farrah Fawcett and Robert Stack.
Wow, I remember that.
And I'm going to have 3 special guests. I'm going to have Gareth from Video Tasties over in the UK.
Okay.
And also Joey V and Dr. V from the B Zone are also going to join us to watch this, this wonderful TV movie.
Nice.
Yep. So that's at 3 p.m. Friday. And then Saturday, the 23rd, is my YouTube anniversary. So to be my 1-year anniversary, I'm going to do a live Q&A session. I do have some questions already, and I'm going to answer all of those. So bring me some more questions, and I'll answer them.
And send Al. Al wants to know. Everybody would send him your copy of Demon Hole for him to personally sign and return to you.
Yes, if you send me a copy of Demon Hole, I will put my true thoughts on it, and I send it right back to you.
Okay. My last little bit of news before we tomorrow we have for the 8 questions with we have 4 shows this week. So the one show I will talk to you about will be on Thursday the 21st at 8 o'clock. We will be interviewing director Christopher Moore, and actress Meredith Moeller, and their new film Children of Sin is going to drop on the 22nd of April on Amazon Prime. But you'll be able to hear them on the 21st on 8 Questions With, where I will be joined by special co-host Hobbs Horror. That's right. Nice. The King of the Spooktacular will be co-hosting with me on Thursday, the 21st.
The King of the Pumpkins.
That's right. Pumpkin King. That's it. That's right. Wow. And what a great show tonight. Thank you guys so much. Amazing. You guys really came out. And I was a little nervous for Easter. I thought, well, people are going to be, they've already eaten all their sweets, families and everything else. I didn't know what we get here. Passed out full of Cadbury Easter eggs.
Yeah.
You guys have turned it out, and I can't thank you enough. Seriously.
Yes, very cool. Thank you all very much.
And I guess we'll see all of you guys next Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, speak of the devil.
Look at Hobbs Horror. Hobbs heard his name.
Yeah. His ears are burning.
That's right. He heard me mention Meredith Moeller's name, and he came running. Yeah. Which I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. She's a really quite attractive young actress, and I don't blame him at all.
Yep. Oh, let's see. Yes. Yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern movie watch along should be a hoot. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, on that, guys, I guess we'll get out of here. We'll get out of your hair. So join us next week and watch all of our stuff all week. Everything's in the description below, as you probably already know. I'm sure you probably follow us both anyway, but follow us anyway. Even if you don't, follow us again. All right, y'all. Stay spooky. We'll see y'all later.